What the hell, man? I decided to do a theme week and awesome stuff in the genre that I typically touch base on. Well, it happens. Or not so awesome stuff. Damn it, KK. Now in reality, KK Downing, best of luck to you in your future endeavors, and congratulations on the retirement. It's been a long time, and you definitely deserve it. But how you guys doing? Cover Killer Nation here, back to you for another album review here in Alternative Week 2011. And the album review that I'm actually going to be speaking about is not going to be one that's from the 1990s. It's not going to be one that's from the 1980s. It's actually going to be the one from the 2000s, or 2010s. 2010s, yes. It's 2010's Brothers by the band The Black Keys, and this is a very important album for myself personally. I definitely missed the boat in reviewing it because, well, I didn't get into this band until months after its release, so it wouldn't have really had a lot of relevance at that particular point, or it might have. I mean, this was just a really relevant album overall throughout the entire year 2010, because especially of the song Tighten Up, and now because of Howlin' For You. They are two very big singles that have come from this particular release, with the former, Tighten Up, really exploding all over radio and being a #1 single for the alternative ranks. Someone is trying to talk to me like crazy back. Listen to this shit. I am popular on all forms of media. Which reminds me, Cover Killer Nation on Facebook. You should like it. But I really like this record. This is something where if this was something on Facebook, I would definitely click the like button. And I'm sure it is. And I'm not going to look for it right now. But at the same time, this is a record where at 15 tracks and 55 minutes long, it's one that has a definite good flow to it. This is a blues rock duo that, you know, something that you really wouldn't think would either fit under the alternative umbrella or really fit under my umbrella personally. It's something that I would really latch onto and really enjoy. However, this is one of those bands that sort of fell out of my radar and not even came onto my radar because of these ideas. I used to be really just a metal guy that would experiment and dabble around in what I heard on the radio, and the Black Keys never hit the radio until, well, last year in this area. And if they had before that, I missed it. So this is a band that I got into very late, and because of this album, actually, I've kind of taken a trip back to the past, again, and gotten myself caught up with their material, and really they have grown to be one of my most favorite alternative bands of today. It's something that I really enjoy the way in which they're able to blend the blues guitar and the blues rock with the very charismatic at times, but at times very soft and very passionate lyrics that they're able to concoct. Not to mention, the structures at some points seem very simplified. However, at the same time, they're able to really mash together fantastic mixes. Not to mention, a couple of these tracks are really rocking. I really like the changes in atmosphere that you get with this particular record, where on tracks such as Tighten Up, Howlin' For You, and Next Girl, there's kind of more of an anthemic feel to this, whereas you kind of contrast that to a song such as Too Afraid to Love You, where there's a little bit more of a little bit of a haunting and brooding atmosphere to this, where it's almost like he's making a very tragic confession, and it may have been too late. This is overall a band that definitely shines forth in the way in which they're able to craft together very, very good music, and they've only ascended ever since their debut. And the funny thing is that it's just one of these bands like this that I kind of stumble upon perchance thanks to other members of the album review community, not to mention people that I work with. And now all of a sudden they're one of the bands that I really respect and love the most. I'm really excited to hear the next album by the Black Keys whenever it does decide to drop, and will definitely be gracing that album with a review closer to or on its release day. Brothers by the Black Keys, I believe, is an album that will really change a lot of people's minds about this particular band, or do as it did for me and introduce them to this band and give them a very strong first impression. And after that, people will traverse the rest of their catalog and find similar material of a very high caliber. In fact, some people may actually decide that other albums are better than this record. This record for me will always hold a high level of sentimental value because it is the record that got me into the band, and it's also probably my favorite out of the catalog. Are there other albums that may be better? That's a matter of opinion. However, for me, this is the album that I'm going to remember from them, obviously, since it was my first experience. Cannot express my love for this album enough, not to mention, I didn't get a chance to post my top 5 alternative albums of 2011 because I never do that. But the Black Keys Brothers was #1. So the Black Keys Brothers, definitely a strong record that I highly recommend from the recent alternative past. Strong 9 out of 10. Love it. Praise it. Live it. Cover Killer Nation saying, this is why I love Theme Week and why I'm not just a one-dimensional guy. Because you find gems like this that change your life even after you think it can't be changed again.